there were two boys that were spending the night with their grandparents, and they had a good day, and it came time to go to bed, and so they went upstairs and they knelt down next to the bed and started saying their prayers. And one boy started saying, God, I really want an Xbox. God, I really need an iPad. God, I could really use a bicycle. And his brother's sitting next to him. The boy said, God ain't deaf, quit yelling. He said, I know, but Grandma's a little hard of hearing. We all like gifts, don't we? Yeah? Anybody here not like gifts? I didn't think so. We all like to receive stuff. Some of them aren't. Sometimes the gifts aren't exactly what we want. We don't always get what we want, Christmas time or birthdays, but still they're special, right? Gifts are special. There's something that somebody's given you that you didn't have before, right? So it makes them special. Do you have a special gift? And you have special gifts you really like? Do you have a special, maybe a special piece of jewelry somebody's given you kind of keep tucked away in the jewelry box where it's nice and safe and secure? Or do you have maybe a favorite painting or a favorite, I don't know, anything? I have a special gift that at my house I cherish. This is like one of my favorite gifts, and I brought it here for you to show you. I wanted to make sure, of course, that I transported it in safety. I didn't want to get scratched up or dented up or any of that stuff. So I packed it really well in this box here, because it's important to me. I treat it with kid gloves. It's this coffee mug. This coffee mug was given to me by my grandson years ago, and it's got his handprints on it, you see, and it says "I love you." And he was 2 when he gave it to me. He's 6 now, so 4 years ago. And I use this coffee cup every day. Every single day I drink out of this coffee cup. It's a special gift he's given me, and it has a special place. And every time I drink out of it, it puts a smile on my face because I remember that he gave it to me. It doesn't go in the dishwasher. I hand wash this. Nobody else uses this cup. This isn't for anybody else. This is my cup. If you come to my house, don't grab this cup because I'll break your hand. This is my cup. It's not meant for you. It was meant for me. It's mine. It's special.
It for stand within.
Do what?
Within.
Stand.
It does. It's been used a lot. It's got stains. I don't clean it as well as I probably should, but as often as I should. But I know what's going in there, and I know nobody else is using it. It's because it's mine, so I don't worry about it as much. But it's mine. It's special. It's special. And I keep it all to myself. And I keep it in a safe place, and I put it on the counter. I don't even put it up in the coffee, in the thing. We have about 20 coffee cups of it. I'll put it up there. It has its own place. I keep it safe. Because I just let y'all look at it. It might fall. It might fall there and put it back here. But anyway, so it's special. You have something special like that? Something means a lot to you? How many of you ladies have china? Fine china. I just want to. I remember fine china. You remember when people used to get married and they used to pick out, you had your everyday china and you had your fine china, right? You pick out a pattern, right? I don't know if they still do that anymore, but I remember it used to be a big thing, right? And these plates were 3 times as expensive as any other plate you would get, right? And you would get those, and you'd be so happy you had a place setting that ate fine china. And where would you put them? In the china cabinet. Not with the regular plates. Separated, right? That's how they were in my house. And growing up, that's how they were in my house. There was his own special hutch for the fine china, right? The good china. What I never understood is What I never understood is this. A plate's a plate. It was created to be a plate. It was made to put food on. That's what it was created for. How come we only use it on special occasions? Something that nice and that beautiful and that pretty, but we're only going to pull it out once a year, once every 2 years, once every 3 years. Never. Thank you. Thank you. Never. That's true. Never. You know, when is that special occasion? When is it that we're going to use that special thing? No, we have a special place for it. We got it, and it's nice, and we cherish it. We say, somebody comes over and says, "That's a beautiful pen." I know. And it looks so good in your hunch. Yes, it does. Can we use that? Not a chance. You're using paper plates on you. You're not that special. But you know, but it's true, isn't it? Isn't it true? I mean, if you have a china, I mean, you think about how as beautiful a plate that is, and as magnificent a plate as that is, and how often you've left it sitting in the cabinet, right? Somebody gave you that gift for you to use it, right? But yet you put it in the cabinet, in the hutch, where somebody might be able to see that you have it. They're never going to get to use it. Kind of like this cup. You can see that I have this cup, but you will never, ever touch it. You will not drink out of it. You'll never be able to use it. You can just see that I have it, right? It's mine. It's my gift. And we all have gifts like that, don't we? But not just physical gifts, not just plates or china or jewelry. We all have gifts that God's given us, individual gifts. Some of you are good singers. Some of you are not. I'm just playing. Some of you are good singers, or sing better than others. I should say that's a better way. Some of you sing, but some of you play the piano. Most of you cannot. Okay, let's just be fair about it. Some of you can quilt or crochet, or can cook. I can confirm that most of you can cook very well. But you all have a gift, right? God's given you a gift. Some of you can deliver a Sunday school lesson like nobody's business. Some of you can preach. You've all been given gifts. God's given each of us gifts. But the question is, how often do we use those gifts? You know, I think God's given us gifts to change the world, but so oftentimes we don't use them to change the world. We just put them in our cupboard for that one day that's coming, you know, that one day, that special day, that important day. We'll pull them out then, that one day that never, ever comes. You know, Tony Campolo told a story. He had gone to a ladies, to speak to a ladies group. There's like 300 ladies there. And before he got up to speak, the president of the Ladies Association got up and read a letter from a missionary who stated that she was in desperate need of emergency funding of $4,000. And this was an unexpected expense that had come up, and that she was in desperate need. And the lady said, you know, Brother Campola, can you lead us in prayer for that $4,000? And he said no. And she looked surprised, kind of like you looked surprised when I said that. She said, no. He said, no. He said, I'm not going to pray for that because I think God's already given us those resources to meet that missionary's needs. He said, the problem is that we're holding on to it. And so he said, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take all the money in my pocket and I'm going to put it on this table. He said, and if each of you will do the same thing, I think that we'll be able to provide for the needs of that missionary. And the president said, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get us to understand that we need to give sacrificially. He said, no. He said, I'm not. He said, what I'm trying to get you to understand is God's already met the need for these resources that we're holding on to. And with that, he took the $15 out. He took the money out of his pocket, which was, he later explained, was $15, so he wasn't too worried about it. And he put it on the table, and he looked at president of the thing, and she emptied her purse and put $40 down. That's what she had in her purse, and one by one, people came by and put what they had on the table. And it was all said and done, they had over $4,000 on that table to meet that need. He said, what I was trying to show you here was just this, is that God provides for all our needs, whatever those needs may be. But unfortunately, too many of us hold on to them and don't use them for what God intended. How true is that? Am I stepping on your toes? Lift your feet. I'm going to keep on stepping. It's true, isn't it? How often do we have the resources to do things, but we don't use them for that because I'm holding on to it because that one special day that I can use that chime that's coming and I'm going to pull it out then. That day I'll choose to sing, or that day I'll choose to quilt, or that day I'll choose to cook for somebody. Or that day I'll choose to show my love to somebody that I should have been showing all along. I'll help a neighbor. I'll rake a yard. I'll ask somebody to come to church. I'll share the love of Christ with somebody. One day I'll do that. On that special day. That special day that so often what? Never comes. You see, we've all been given those gifts, and those gifts are meant for us to use. They're not meant for us to keep in the china cabinet. And in reality, they're not meant for us to keep to ourselves. It's kind of selfish, isn't it? Pray for me, I'm selfish. The funny thing about this, let me just share this. The funny thing is, I take all the precautions. I don't wash this cup. I was being very serious when I told you I take care of this cup with everything that I have because it's that cherished. And I had it sitting on the counter one day, and I opened the cupboard, and another cup fell out, and it chipped this cup. You see, all that I had done to protect it was never going to be enough, was it? To try to hide it, keep it from the world, because it was like God was saying, if I wanted to break that cup, I'd break it. Because it's not really mine. It's just been lent to me for a little while. It's kind of like the gifts that you've been given. They've been given to you to use while you're here. And not everybody's the same. Everybody's different. And I can look out here and I see qualities in people that are different. And I know a little bit about you. I don't know you as well as I probably even should. But I know that each of you has a different gift. And they can all be used to glorify God. And that's a great thing, isn't it? But what keeps us from doing that? What keeps us from using those gifts? Fear. Fear is pretty real. I mean, how many of you have not asked a pretty girl out because you were afraid of rejection?
I did that for a long time, but
Finally, you asked her out. See, it paid off.
it paid off.
But how many of us are like that? I mean, seriously, we don't dare to dance because somebody might laugh. We don't dare to sing because it may not be good enough. I'm here. I'm going to embarrass you, Billy. I'm sorry. But I'll just go ahead and ask for forgiveness now. I was sitting here this morning, and this is no joke, and I don't know if y'all know, Billy doesn't sing. Y'all know that? Seriously. I mean, I sit up here for 5 years, and I watch Billy, music's playing, and Billy's 5 years. He will sing Happy Birthday. He will sing, but beyond that, Billy has not opened his mouth to sing in this church for 5 years that I've seen. He may have, and I don't mean that ugly, because Billy didn't believe he could sing.
You may be right.
No, he's not. He's not. That's a good point. He could be right. I can't sing. But I'm going to just tell you why I know that. I know he's wrong, because I never knew it until this morning. Because this morning I came down, I was sitting here, we were singing the last song, and I was sitting there listening because I wasn't singing. And I was sitting there listening to the thing, and I heard this voice. And I was like, where's that coming from? And it was coming from the speakers. And then I looked over at Billy, and Billy was singing into the mic. And I could hear Billy singing. And it wasn't busting my eardrums. I mean, it wasn't hurtful. It wasn't painful. And he may not be the best singer in the world. He may not be on American Idol next week. But I'm here to tell you, he can sing. Okay? But how many Sundays have you been silent because you were afraid to use that gift?
5 years.
5 years. So, and I don't mean that, that's not meant to embarrass you or pull it. I'm trying to make a point with that. We don't use our gifts because we're afraid what other people will think. We're afraid we're not good enough. We're afraid we'll fail. We are. Let's just be honest about it. We're afraid. What if I say the wrong thing? Well, I want to say something to that guy, and I really want to share the love of Christ with that guy, but what if I say the wrong thing? What if I put my foot in my mouth? What if he thinks I'm weird? What if he thinks I'm one of those religious fanatics? You know? Okay, let me ask you another question. What if he dies tonight and goes to hell because you didn't share the love of Christ with him? Would you rather him be sitting in heaven thinking, she's a religious fanatic? Or sitting in hell saying, I wish somebody had told me? You see, we all have a message. It can be delivered in a lot of different ways. It may just be a hug. It may be a link on a chain, telling somebody you prayed for. It can come across in a lot of different ways, in a lot of different shapes. Maybe you rake leaves for somebody. You know. Maybe you help somebody carry a package across the street. Maybe you share the love of Christ. Maybe you share your story. Maybe you witness to them. Maybe you tell them about the Jesus that came and pulled you out of the gutter and made you the person you are today. Maybe you tell them about how you escaped the hopelessness of sin. Or maybe you just show them. Maybe you just show them some love. Because after all, that's what we're called to do. We're not called to take that love, that grace, that mercy, that forgiveness that's been poured into our lives. We're not meant to take that and put it in a cupboard for that one day. Because it looks good and it's pretty. Love's always pretty. And mercy and grace, that's beautiful. And forgiveness, wow, it sparkles and it shines. But it's no good if you leave it in the cabinet. Take it out and use it for what it was designed for, what it was created for. Because if you do that, then you'll change the world. You know, I don't get out of Ledbetter County. I can't very well change the world. No, but you'll touch somebody who does. You see, when you start spreading the word, it's just kind of like throwing a stone into a pond. It creates a ripple effect, and it goes out. And you touch somebody, and they touch somebody, and pretty soon, hundreds and thousands of people will be touched. Because maybe just one kind act that you did. Because you took the plate out of the china cabinet and used it. Used it for what it was created for. To serve others. You know, there's the great preacher John Wesley said, do all you can do. Do all the good you can. I'm sorry, let me read it. Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, by all the ways you can, in all the places you can, and all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as you can. That's a lot of cans in there. But what he was saying was to use everything you got to be totally committed in your relationship to God and bring it every day. Every day. Start off by waking up and saying, thank you, God, I love you too, because he woke you up today. And since he's giving you the day, go out and make the best of it. Sharing his love with as many people as you can. As many people as you can come in contact with. But to do that, you can't be a people of fear. You have to be a people of faith. Because the two don't coexist together. They they can't occupy the same space together. You can't be a person of faith and be a person of fear. You can't. It's kind of like water and air. They don't mix. One forces the other one out. You pour it into the glass, the water, the air comes out, right? There's no space for it. If you pour faith into your vessel, then your fear will leave. If you live by faith, be a people of faith. Live by faith, not fear. Second thing is make yourself available. Pull the china out. Make yourself available. You see, because as great as some of the ability is that God's given you, the greatest ability is availability. Any ability without availability is a wasted ability. Because to have that beautiful china and have it sitting in the shelf and never used is worthless. Totally worthless. When God's given you these abilities, you need to make yourself available to use them. To pull them out every time you get an opportunity to serve others, to make the world a better place. That's what we're called to do. You say, well, I don't have a gift. No, you don't recognize your gift. Maybe you need to spend some time looking for your gift. What is it that I do well? What is it that will serve humanity and make the world a little bit better place? Whether it's playing the piano or singing or building a house. Maybe you're the fixer-upper guy. Maybe you can go cut wood a certain way, make everything right. I'm not that guy. I can go cut wood and make a lot of mess. Make a lot of sawdust. Yeah, but it's somebody's gift. It's somebody's gift. So take whatever that gift is that God's given you. Take that gift, take that china off the shelf, and use it to bring glory to God on a daily basis. Because that, my friends, is what we were created to do. Just as that plate was created to serve people, we too were created to serve. We too were created to bring people into a closer relationship with God. We too were meant to love each other. What are the two commandments? Love God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul. Everything you got. Bring it all. But then love your neighbor as yourself. That's what we're created to do. And if we do that, and if we do that daily, then we will indeed bring glory to our Creator. We will indeed be glorifying God each and every day. And all God's people said, Amen. I'm going to need somebody to come clean up this mess up here. Yes. I was just giving somebody a chance to use your gift. Our hymn of response today is Take My Life and Let It Be. It's hymn number 388. If you've never made a decision for Christ, today's a great day to do that. I would encourage you to do that. Do so. None of us is promised tomorrow. If you're looking for a church to join, we're always glad to have new members. We invite you to come.